President.
Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, this past Monday was the start of tax filing season. Now, I know most Americans aren't usually excited about the start of tax season, but this year there's less reason for dread because thanks to the working families' tax cuts, most Americans are going to see a lower tax bill. And that means bigger tax refunds for a lot of Americans, as much as $1,000 more than last year, according to some analysts, I should say. The working families' tax cuts is literally putting more money in Americans' pockets. Mr. President, as the American people file their tax returns this year, they will see the numerous ways the working families' tax cuts benefits them. And thanks to this legislation, Americans can count on more money in their pockets for the long term. Mr. President, for most Americans, tax relief starts with their tax rate and the standard deduction, which over 90% of taxpayers in this country claim. In 2017, Republicans lowered tax rates across the board and just about doubled the standard deduction. And in our landmark bill last year, Republicans made that relief permanent. And then we raised the standard deduction even further. On top of that, we created a bonus deduction for seniors, an additional $6,000 deduction to reduce the tax burden of more than 30 million Americans over the age of 65. And then there's the significant tax relief we delivered for families. In 2017, Republicans doubled, Mr. President, the child tax credit. Last year, we raised it even further to $2,200 per child. And then, Mr. President, we linked the child tax credit to inflation, which means its value will keep pace with families' actual costs. And again, that's also permanent. Parents will also have the opportunity to open new investment accounts for their newborns when they file their taxes this season. Those accounts provide another tax-advantaged option for parents to invest in their children's future. And the money can be used after kids turn 18 for their education, to start a business, to buy their first home. In short, to take advantage of the opportunities available to them and get a head start on their American dream. And those are retroactive to 2025. So parents who had a baby last year can apply for one of these accounts when they file their taxes this season. Mr. President, hardworking Americans are the ones who benefit from Republicans' landmark tax relief bill. And perhaps the biggest boost goes to those Americans who earn tips and overtime pay. Waiters and busboys, hairstylists and barbers, and Uber, Lyft, and taxi drivers are among the hardworking Americans who will be able to deduct their tips on their taxes this year. That will reduce their tax bills and let them keep a lot more of the money they earn. The same is true of workers who put in overtime throughout the year. Police officers, firefighters, paramedics, and nurses work important jobs. And that often means that they have to work extra hours during the week or come in on holidays. Well, thanks to the working families' tax cuts, they'll be able to keep more of the overtime pay that they earn for that extra time away from their loved ones. Mr. President, I don't have to remind anybody about the inflation crisis started by Democrats 5 years ago. Higher prices have affected everybody, but relief is on the way. Affordability starts with more money in your pocket. And that's exactly what the working families' tax cuts delivers. And whether you're just getting started, or you're raising a family, or you're trying to enjoy your golden years, the working families' tax cuts has something for you. Republicans wrote this bill with hardworking Americans in mind. And that's who's going to see the benefits this tax season and in the years to come. Mr. President, I yield the floor, and I suggest the absence of a quorum.
Clerk will call the roll.
Mrs. Alsobrooks.